Hey guys, JH. Welcome to the practice tee. It's a beautiful day. Okay, just back for a sort of an interim period. Okay guys, just general stuff. I was just giving a bunch of guys a lesson the other day, and they were just club players. I think the best handicap was about 12. It was 12, and the worst was 18. And they were, guys, I think the youngest was 30 and the oldest was 45. So they're sort of, run-of-the-mill type club players. But what I noticed with all of them, and there were 4 of them, with all of them was that they have in their makeup, in their understanding makeup, a perception that this is what we should do in the downswing, in a golf swing. This is what they're seeing in books and stuff, that this is what happens in the golf swing. And most of them, well, the whole 4 of them, had very ineffectual effect on the golf ball when they hit it. Very ineffectual. Sort of a bit slappy and bit pushy, or more to the point, they had no release factor, no true release factor. They weren't getting the benefit of really firing the power of the release through the golf ball at all, because they were doing this instead of that. That's what you've got to get going, guys. And you've got to really use, whether you're left-handed or right-handed, you've got to use the dominant side components. Now, we've spoken about this before, and I've had a video called Dominant Side Golf Swing, but this is more specific. And I've got a slightly different angle today, guys, a bit like the Rick Shields angle, where he's hitting away here because the wind's directly into us here and the sun, so I need to sort of get on this angle. And I'm over in the cow paddock today with the cows after all the rain and the floods we've had. We had 2 meters of water over this, guys, 10 days ago. Just brutal. So the ground is still very, very boggy. Okay, and what I applied to these guys was something that I do in my workouts at the gym. In the workouts at the gym, I do a thing called a bicep curl with a handle here off a weight stack on a machine, a bicep curl, and I do a tricep curl. And with me, with the way I've built my strength up over the years, I can do exactly the same amount of weight with a tricep curl as I can with a bicep curl. But the crazy thing is, in a golf swing, we don't use the bicep muscles. And you can't use them, because they don't fire the arm that way, they fire the arm this way. Now the tricep muscle here, most people, is reasonably strong, but we don't use it in the golf swing. It's very, very lackadaisically applied. And what I do in my tricep exercise, guys, is I really fire down. I really, look, you watch the tricep here. If I fire down there, that tricep really activates. Look, whoa. Whoa, and that's because I'm firing down the weight when I'm doing the exercise. I'm really firing it down like that. I'm really activating it. But we don't do that in the golf swing. And I thought, what if we did do that in the golf swing? What if we actually tried to fire the triceps into the ball? And that is, with this, we're going to fire this lower arm, bang, like that. Almost like we've got a bent arm effect, and we're really firing it down there, but without a bent arm effect. And the only way we can use that really effectively with that trail arm is to fire that trail arm as hard as we can and as early as we can. And that in turn fires the club head as early as it can. Now, I believe the single biggest problem with most of the club players is they don't fire the club head early enough. Players that have a reasonable golf swing, and that is, I mean, if you were someone that didn't start your downswing with any type of lower body action, you just stood there and you fired your hands like that, the ball would go over here and you'd never find it. But anyone that has a modicum of starting the downswing with a transfer of mass to the lead side, then you can fire as hard as you like and as early as you like from up there. Jack Nicklaus said, and Tom Watson said Jack Nicklaus taught him how to fire the club as early as he possibly could. And Jack said, from the top of the swing, my golf swing, my feeling is that I do that. That's his feeling. And he said, the more I get that feeling, the more I get that look. It's interesting. The more I get that feeling, the more I get that look. So what I did, guys, is I got the guys to just get up 8-iron. This is a 5-iron, but I just got them to just fold the arm and just fire this as hard as they could, as early as they could, and not worry about anything else. Just take the club back with their trail hand or their dominant hand, just take it back and then fire it. But in firing it, try and fire it that way. Try and fire the tricep down that way, and try and release the club that way. Try and fire it onto the ball. Get this one, get that tricep to fire down that way. Bang! Guys, I promise you, it is the most misunderstood facet of golf swing mechanics for the club player. Club player thinks he has to hold the release back, when I can assure you, guys, and any girls watching, it's the complete opposite of what you should be doing. You should be firing that trail side as hard and as fast and as early as you can. And in demonstrating to the guys, I was talking about the tricep, and I thought, well, Jay, actually you don't do that yourself. So I really did concentrate on firing the triceps on the downswing, and that by firing the triceps, I'm getting the lower arms, the forearms, becoming a victim of the firing of those triceps. And I tell you guys, I get so much power. And when I got the guys doing it, they went from, they were all hitting their 7-irons about the same distance, carrying their 7-irons about 140 metres. And when I got them doing that, one of the guys was carrying it like 160. And they all picked up at least 10 metres. They picked up at least a club with the drives. The guys that were sort of coming in with that weak type action here and not being able to get the club to the ball, they were actually firing it early, staying here and getting a really hard power draw. And they went from being sort of glances really to flushes in 10 minutes. So all it is in reality, guys, is when we get to here, we're going to fire that trail arm and hand down just like that, as if we were going to stand still and do it. Just going to go wham, like just like that. Like we're just going to stand still and fire it. I mean, you can't believe how far that's gone. Dead cold golf swing, and that's gone within a little half backswing, and that's gone within about probably 7 or 8 metres of a full 5-iron for me. And that's because the swing was abbreviated, but the release was accentuated. And the time when the release happens is accentuated, guys. All right, so what are we doing? When we get our normal, we're going to take it up here, and what I'm doing, believe it or not, guys, I'm accentuating the dominance of that trail arm, or that dominant arm. I'm accentuating that from the address to the top of the swing. What do you mean, JH? I feel that the trail arm is doing this. It's just picking the golf club up. Picking it up to set it so it can smash. I'm picking it up so I can smash. I'm picking it up so I can really smash it with that trail hand. And in taking it down, guys, from here into the ball, here, the lead arm, that tricep extension there, will turn this forearm this way into the ground. And that's what you want to feel. When I do my tricep exercise, it's like this, there, with the back of my left hand there on the, pulling down like that. That's what it feels like. So that's what I want to have in the downswing. I want to have that feeling, so that as it comes down, the back of the left hand is going straight down like that, and getting that beautiful into the ground turnover release. and the trail arm is just getting that, what I feel is an absolute throwaway from the top of the swing. The more throwaway I can get from the top of the swing, guys, deliberate throwaway, the harder I can hit the golf ball. All right, we'll hit a full shot. I don't know what this angle's like here, but I'm just going to fire it from the top of the swing. Tell you when that comes down. Now, and that's dead into the wind, guys, okay? That wind has kept it up there a little bit. And this is out a really deep, wet rough. Now, the good thing is that this deliberate firing of that trail hand gives you so much hit on the golf ball. And at the end of the day, guys, we don't want to be here when we hit the ball. We want to be here when we hit the ball. We want to have this golf club really rocketing there before we get to the ball. So I'm just picking it up with that trail hand. There, do I feel a fold here? Just pick it up and smash it. Tricep bash it. Here. Watch this. I'll hit this as hard as I can, and all I'm doing is just firing those triceps from the top of the swing. Now, guys, there's not 6 inches of movement on that ball. For all intents and purposes, it's a dead straight ball flight. And you know why? Because believe it or not, that action there will give you a straight palm at impact. By firing that there, you get a straight palm at impact, and with the left arm feeling like it's turning down, but in actual fact, it's dead square. You're actually backhanding it with that tricep slap or flap. I mean, the wind is really strong here today into us here, and that is just blitzing out there. That's going as far into the wind as I normally hit a 5-iron. Well, within a couple of yards. And all I'm doing, guys, I'm picking it up, and I'm putting it down. Well, old JH can't hit it better than that. I cannot hit the ball better than that. And how simple is that, guys? Just pick it up. Pick it up and fire it as early as you can. Feel that. Feel that. That's what you want to feel. That's what you want to feel. Now, the amazing thing is, I know just by I know by the impact there that's not throwaway. I just know that by the impact. I'll hit one a little bit square on for you. Just pick it up. And it just, okay, it makes the hands very active. But there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with having active hands. You want your hands to move fast. I'll really smash this. And you can have a shorter than normal backswing because you're generating so much power on the downswing. Okay, I'll smooth this out a little bit. Well, that's 4-iron distance. And a good 4-iron with a 5-iron. And the amazing thing is, guys, because the action is so deliberate and so aggressive that there's not much can go wrong with it. The club really can't get offline if you do that. But if you come in and you're trying to do this and delay the release, lots of things can happen. But if you're just firing it, it's amazing how stable the body becomes. Watch this, and this is out of really wet, boggy grass. Tricep. Guys, I know you hear it all the time from me, but that's as good as I've ever hit the ball. In fact, that's better than I've ever hit the ball. Feels like the swing's this long. But because I'm using this tricep extension into the ball, I'm getting so much hit on it. Don't know what the audio is like. I've been having all sorts of problems with the airport here lately. So I've moved up here in the paddock to get away from the flight path because they've got the microwaves directing the plane in, and they come over my head most of the time, and it just plays havoc with the frequencies on my my audio. So I'm up here, as I said, with the cows. Okay guys, so it's basically just this. I'm just going to take this up here, let your arm bend. I'd love to bend my arm, I just can't. I'd love to. And then just fire it. When I say fire it like that. Fire it straight down. Very much, a lot of the Da Vinci Code wrist fire and finger fire. More of it, more than you think. I'll try and do this really smoothly. Well, you've only got to hear that, guys. I don't know what the audio's like, but I wouldn't be able to putt with that golf ball because I have a flat side on it. Absolutely, to use the Australian descriptive, I nutted that. Absolutely flush city. And it's just this, guys. It's here, bang. Because this goes fast. That goes fast when you do that. That's a fast action. That's very fast. It just becomes automatic. You just get that flush loading, and you can't do anything about it. Everything's automatic. As soon as you think you want to do that, I promise you guys, this will already be leading. It'll be going. The mass will have been transferred. It just does it automatically. Because the brain knows that we're going to fire down with a lot of force. With this component here, it's going to drag a lot of mass, so this has got to go forward and counterbalance it. I'll hit this as hard as I can with as much release as I can. Okay, I swing quick, but that's me. I'm a fast twitcher. But boys, that's unbelievable. That is just such a good contact. And I'm just doing this. Imagine that. Imagine that action. If you could actually swing like that, I promise you, you would kill the ball. If you could go there, if you could fold those arms like that and then go bang down there, that's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling a tricep release down there and a big one with the right side. It's sort of a pull down with the left tricep and a fire down push with the right one, or the trail one, okay? Just do it smooth. Oh, I just wish you could see them. I mean, they don't move. No movement on the ball. And even though I'm getting a lot of release down, and I'm thinking from the top of the swing, guys, that the release is so solid, on camera, on cue. Maybe that's what that horse thinks of my golf swing. Oh, that's funny. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, so I think it's this, guys. Look. That's what I think. When I release it, I'm firing that tricep down, but the hand is going this way. Now to square that club face up, I'm going, wow. Almost feel like I'm just doing that. That's what it feels like, that. But it's not. Beautiful little horse. I don't know if you can see that. Come here, come on. Come over here, come here, come on. Beautiful little pony, look at this. Look at this horse. Magnificent little foal. Hello. Lovely little horses. We had a bit of stock lost here in the floods a few weeks ago. A few of these horses got washed away. Tragic. My daughter's, my granddaughter's two horses that she rides got washed away. They couldn't get to them quick enough. The flood came so quick. Tragic. Whew, I digress. Okay, so watch this, guys. So it's tricep throw. Watch this. Old JH will never ever hit a ball better than that. I wouldn't want to hit it better than that. Okay, so let's revise. It's a tricep throw. If you can actually bend that, good. But the feeling is you're going to bend it and you're going to throw your hands that way, coming down, but you're going to fire it, and from the top of the swing, you're just going to toss that club head like that. As quick as you can from the top of the, oh, as fast as you can. Here, oh, just hammer it in there, hammer time. And I tell you what, guys, really, you cannot hit the ball too hard. You can't hit too hard. The harder you hit it, or the more deliberate you are with that, the more impact you'll get. Or I'll just absolutely 110% effort of throwing this away. Well, I thought the shaft was going to break. So that's 3-iron distance with a 5-iron. Wow! That's gone miles. Okay, that was a hard draw, but that has gone so far. And that's how hard I'm hitting it. I'm actually off balance a little bit, but the contact is unbelievable. I'm just absolutely smashing it, and there's no science in it. Just take it to the top. Get this going. Oh. When you fire it down, club out, handle in. That's parametric acceleration. Tell you what I did, guys, because I've had a few problems with my hands. I put some big jumbo grips on my clubs, and I can really get it in that right hand, more rubber under it, and just smash it. Because the small grips with all the balls I hit, which is giving me a lot of, almost like a carpal tunnel type syndrome. Alright, I'll see what the brink of disaster is. I'll try and smash this harder than I've ever smashed the ball, and I bet it'll just go like a bullet. And I'm just trying to throw it away. Oh. You can't hit the ball better than that. You can't hit it better than that. It's automatic, guys. As soon as you think that, this lead side does that. As soon as you think that, this does that, and it counterbalances. Okay, guys, that's the gist of it. There's a little bit more intrinsic stuff associated with it, which I'll try and put on a couple of other videos. But that's the basics of it. We'll just hit one more. That was so good. Haven't missed a shot, so let's see if we can just hit it so hard. And I'll try and do it smoother. Real tricep release. Well, guys, that's 5-iron gone, 9-iron height and 3-iron distance. Just loads the shaft so hard. Okay, guys, what are we going to call it? Tricep down, throwaway smash, all of the above. But it's this, and I tell you, it would be unbelievable. I had the guys hitting a couple of wedges because they weren't very good impact type players with wedges. They just wasn't making. They were a bit flippy and flappy. But as soon as they started doing that, the contact with the wedge. Oh. And for you guys that hit the ball fat, you won't when you do this. Now guys, that's right on top of the other golf ball. And this is out of muddy, awful, old muddy grass. Terrible. And look, dead center. Just like hitting out of a bog, guys, with a wedge, because you're hitting down, it's just getting all the ground. But that's how to learn it. Just get there and really be aggressive on a little 100-meter wedge shot. That's how you learn it. Okay guys, this is really good, and for anybody that gets caught up in all the mechanics of a golf swing, it's perfect, because just get up there and fire it as early as you can. Feel club going there, like that. Okay guys, have a look at that. I'll do more, and as I say, I'll come up with more of the intrinsic parts of it.